What is going on, you Chelsea fans? Today's video, we are talking about rebuilding Chelsea. Now, I'm going to break this down into three parts, so there's going to be three different videos. Today's video, though, is going to be on Chelsea's defense, along with the goalkeepers. Didn't think we need to have a full video on who we're going to keep as our goalkeeper. Pretty obvious. But today's video, I want to talk about who we're keeping, who we're buying, and who we are selling in Chelsea's squad for next season. For those who don't know who I am, my name is Mike. Huge fan of this club. Chelsea happens to be the best team in London. Still technically champions a year, but won't be able to say that next season since we were knocked out by Real Madrid, even though a great game by Chelsea. Real Madrid, Karim Benzema, hats off to the team and the players. They definitely did a great job, but again, we just fell short in that match against Real Madrid. Now, today's video, though, we are talking about Chelsea's defense. Who we should keep, who we should buy, and who we should sell. Now, first, I want to start off who we should keep. I think this is really important, and some of these might be pretty obvious to most people, but again, in case you didn't know who we should keep, I'm going to go over that. So, obviously, the first one we need to talk about is Thiago Silva. This guy, I know he's getting older with his age, but boy, oh boy, has he been a brick wall for Chelsea. And I would say even this year and last year, obviously, he has just looked like he's playing in his early 30s, even if not in his 20s. And I think he's been playing so much better and smarter. And he's been one of those players we can really rely on each and every game. He's maybe had one or two mishaps throughout his time at Chelsea so far, but this guy plays for the badge and definitely deserves more playing time at Chelsea. And I think we're going to keep just extending one-year contracts for this player. And for Thiago Silva, that definitely works out with his age because obviously he wants to keep playing. When he ever comes across that point, wants to retire, I think he will retire at Chelsea. And I think he's definitely one of those players we want to keep. Now, along those lines, we have to keep his partner, Rudiger. I know there's been talks about him leaving, but it just came out recently that Rudiger is possibly still in talks with staying at Chelsea with a 4-year contract. The relationship that him and Thomas Tuchel have definitely connected. I mean, both being German, I think has really helped. Thomas Tuchel also mentioned he did give him the okay to shoot from distance, which he happened to score a beautiful goal a couple weeks ago. And I think this is really helping Rudiger want to stay at Chelsea. Obviously, he wants to maybe go to Bayern Munich, Real Madrid, where he's going to get paid a lot more. Currently, right now, he's being paid about $90,000, which with his rate, the amount of experience he has, he definitely deserves a lot more. And I think our first offer we gave to him earlier this season was a low ball. Definitely deserves a lot more. Whether we double his salary or up to $200,000, I think he well deserves that pay raise, and he's definitely done what he needs to. So again, we need to keep him as well. Now, on top of that, the other player we're going to keep is Ben Chilwell, even though he had an injury. Again, this is a player that we want to keep. I don't have to go into too much detail about how great this player is, how big of an impact he had at Chelsea, because once he got injured, everything changed at Chelsea. And along with him on the flip side, Reece James, keeping him, definitely one of the best players in the Premier League as of right now. So again, that is a player I want to keep. So those are the players I think we're definitely keeping. It's really up in the air. The other player that is maybe going to stay is Azpilicueta. Now, this one is a bit tricky because Azpilicueta technically has a year left now on his contract, and I think because of that, we should definitely just offer him another year onto that contract and give him his 2-year deal that he actually wanted to have at Chelsea. He's a captain. He's been with the team for so long. He definitely has the experience and is able to play in different positions, which is massive for any defender. And I think it would almost be stupid for us to let him go to Barcelona or wherever he wants to go to, because like I said, we could definitely still get a lot out of this player. Yes, his legs aren't the same. He's not as quick as he is, but again, it's like Thiago Silva. He's a very intelligent player, and again, he has the ability to whip in a dangerous cross that we've scored multiple times with from his crosses. So again, he does offer that attacking mindset, but obviously defense as well. So those are the players I think we should keep right now. There's probably one other player, Trevor Chalobah. He's also on the list that we should keep, but I don't have to go into much detail about him. So that being said, we need to talk about who we should sell. Now, we already know Christensen's pretty much on his way out. This is not a real big surprise or anything. He's going to Barcelona. It would be great if we could keep him, but I don't see that happening. I think his mind is set. He's going to Barcelona. Unless something crazy happens in the next couple of weeks, I doubt that'll happen, though. So he's out on the way, which, again, I'm not too upset about that. Christensen, yes, has the capability of being a very good defender, but he also does have a lot of injuries, so it's one of those double-edged swords where you don't know what you'll get a full season of this player. So again, I'm happy for the player because I want him to be happy. So again, him going to Barcelona hopefully shines well, but hopefully if we ever play Barcelona, we crush Barcelona. That being said, the other player which may be a surprise that I think we should sell is Marcos Alonso. Yes, I know Marcos Alonso has been one of those players that has really put in a great shift this year, but I think the time has come that we need to let go of this player because, yes, he can be very good at attacking, but he has had issues with his defense. And I think going forward with Thomas Tuchel's system, yes, Marcos Alonso can technically fit into the left wing back, but he doesn't bring all the tactics that Thomas Tuchel needs, such as Ben Chilwell. So again, Ben Chilwell's healthy. Marcos Alonso's on the bench anyways, and I think he wants to start for a club. And therefore, like I said, I think we need to sell this player and maybe get some profits from him. Yes, he's done a great job at Chelsea, but I think his time is up at this club. Along those lines, the other player that I think we may sell, which again is kind of up in the air because he is technically on loan, is Emerson. I don't really need to go in much detail because he really hasn't been part of Chelsea, but again, I think we loan him out or we sell him. So then that leaves us who we actually bring into this club. Now, we already have a pretty solid defensive lineup for the most part, so I don't think we really need to bring too many players in, but there's two key players I think we can bring in this season. Now, the one we already have had ties to, and that is Koundé, which we tried getting earlier this season, but as we know, Sevilla was just, I don't know what was up with them. They didn't want to get rid of the player, and by the time they wanted to, they wanted so much more money. I think this was after we got rid of Kurt Zuma, and they realized that, hey, we can, up the price because they definitely are desperate for a player, which we kind of were, but we also had backup players, so we didn't really need to buy him. And therefore, I think Sevilla kind of shot themselves in the foot on this one. They could have got a nice offer for this player. I don't know what we'll offer next season, but he's one of those players I think can definitely step in to the role at Chelsea, learn from Thiago Silva, learn from Rudiger, even learn from Azpilicueta if he is still there. Again, it's a massive learning curve for this player because anyone that comes in the Premier League, it's not just an easy one position to the next position. It definitely takes time. There's been a few defenders that have definitely stepped up right away, Thiago Silva being one of them. But again, there will be probably a transition period for this player. So hopefully he can get a few starts in the season. But again, he won't be our starting CB right off the bat. Now, the other player I think that we'll bring in is actually going to be from a team that's going to get relegated. That's from Burnley. I think Charlie Taylor can be a massive buy for Chelsea for that left wing back. Now, he is a little bit younger, and he doesn't really work with Thomas Tuchel's system just yet. But like I said, he is a little bit younger, and I think we can adapt him to, take the role on with Ben Chilwell, come in and be that different factor. But also, it's not like he's expecting to start each and every game. Therefore, like I said, if we need to give rest to Ben Chilwell, if we have Champions League, FA Cup, League Cup, something along those lines, he can get that time in and get a lot more experience with Chelsea. And I think he's actually going to be a really key buy. Now, I say that because people think Burnley, yes, the team's just not that great, but again, their defense actually hasn't been terrible. They obviously aren't the best, but there are some key players in that. I think Charlie Taylor is one of those hidden gems that Chelsea need to search out and actually buy this player, because if they don't, I could see another team scooping him up and definitely utilizing him in that role that Chelsea could use him for as well. So that's what I have for you in the defense. Now, as I said, the goalkeeping situation, Mendy, we're keeping him. Going to be our starting goalkeeper. I think Kepa will be on his way out. Not sure who we'll bring in, but whoever it is will be a backup goalkeeper. So Mendy will be the starting goalkeeper. So that is all I have for you today. I hope you enjoyed this video. Again, this is Chelsea Rebuild, part 1 of 3, because I want to talk about defense by itself, midfield, and the attacking third. So I want to know what you guys think, who we should buy, who we should sell, and who we should keep. Who you think Chelsea really need in the next season, because like I said, a lot of changes are happening with this club. Some of our players are getting a little bit older, so we definitely need to bring in some youth players. Along with the youth squad as well, we have players from there. But again, I want to know what you guys think, so comment down below. And if you have not, make sure to hit the like button and subscribe down below. I greatly appreciate that. And that is all I have for you today. And if you did enjoy this video, check out my other YouTube videos on Chelsea.